P4L Fitness Tribe, first off, happy New Year's Eve. I wanted to take a few minutes and just challenge each and every one of you as I'm going to challenge myself. And over these next 3 or 4 days, take an hour or two and sit down and really focus on 2 things: reflecting and refining. Reflecting on 2019. How did last year go? Did you accomplish what you had set out to accomplish about a year ago this time? Did you accomplish those health and fitness goals, or those relationship goals, or those spiritual goals, or those business goals, or those growth and education? Did you accomplish what you wanted to in 2019? Reflect on the year that you had. Whether it was a fantastic year full of accomplishment, full of success and significance and smashing goals, or it was a tough year because of different circumstances, because of health issues, because of family issues, because of loss, pain, frustration, struggle. Whatever it is, take some time and reflect on it. And I would challenge you a step further. What are 2 or 3 things that you need to leave behind in 2019? Maybe they're thoughts and ways of thinking. Maybe they're patterns of thinking that are holding you down, and you need to let those go in 2019 and not bring them into the new year. Maybe it's a relationship with a friend who's not bettering you and not getting you to become all that you can be. Maybe that needs to stay behind in 2019. Maybe there's certain habits that are non-productive habits, and in 2019, you need to leave those behind in 2019. And the flip side of that coin are, what are 2 or 3 things that you need to bring in to 2020? Maybe you have some momentum with some good habits, eating habits, exercise, reading certain things, whatever, that you need to bring into 2020. Maybe it's a friendship that's growing that you need to foster and continue in 2020. That would be my first thing, is to reflect on 2019. The next thing would be to refine your intentions for 2020. And I would take it a step further. I'm going to post this online so that you guys can all have access to it. And I'm going to take the next couple days and I'm going to really start to define and write down what I hope to see to fruition in 2020. I think one of the biggest mistakes I've made is I put 15 or 20 things down on my goals for the next year. And at the end of the year, I look and go, I accomplished 3 or 4 of those. So I'm going to change things up. And this year, I'm going to write down 3 or 4 specific goals that I have for 2020. And here's what I would say. Again, this can be anything. They can be goals that are health and fitness related, business related, spiritually, relationally, education, growth, charitable, vacation, whatever you want to put down is unique to you. But I do think the first step is to make that differentiation between intentions and actions. We all have good intentions and we all think up great goals. I think the first step is writing them down. I think it's a struggle for a lot of us. We always go, hey, this is what I want to do this year. This is what I want. This is what I'm thinking. These are my goals. These are my aspirations. These are my intentions. But until we just take the very first step of writing them all down and then putting it in a place where we can see it day in and day out to remind us of this is what I need to be working on, then I think we're a step behind. So make sure you write them down. Here's what I would say. When you're developing these goals, here's the checklist I would go through. Number 1, what is the goal? And be as specific as possible. What is the actual goal? I want to lose 10 pounds. I want to save $5,000 this year. I want to go on a trip with my family to Hawaii. Whatever the goal is, I want to start that new business. What is the goal? And again, being specific is absolutely key. Now, I want to be healthier this year. I want to take a vacation sometime this year. I want to save some money. Those are all extremely vague. So moving from vague to hyper-focused, very specific. That's number 1. What is the goal? Number 2, why is that goal important to you? I think this is probably the most important one, is what's the why? What's the emotion? What's the feeling behind? If I accomplish this, this is what it adds to my life. This is how I change. When I lose 10 pounds, I will feel more confident. It will improve my relationships. I will be able to do X, Y, and Z. Why do you want to accomplish that goal? Number 3, how will you accomplish it? This is your action plan. These are your steps, not just what and why, but how. I want to lose 10 pounds. Here's how I will strategically do it. I will work out 4 days a week. I will start to eliminate some of the bigger carbohydrates, the pastas and pizzas and breads at night. I will, whatever it is, how will you accomplish that? Starting the business, what are the action steps you have to take in order to get it? So what, why, how, who will you enlist? I think going solo ranger on any of these things is not the best path, even if you're the most self-motivated person in the world. I think enlisting the right people to hold you accountable, to motivate you, to inspire you every step of the way is extremely crucial and critical. So who will you enlist? Is it your spouse? Is it your mom or dad? Is it one of your fitness trainers? Is it your best friend? Who will you enlist, or at least share, these are my plans for 2020, so that they can hold you accountable and remind you, hey, this is the direction you were headed. This is what you wanted. Remember what you said. And then when? Be specific about, I want to lose 10 pounds from January 15th to March 15th. But be specific. Don't just say sometime this year. The more detailed and specific, the better. So what, why, how, who, and when. And I would challenge you to write down 3 or 4 goals for this year. Maybe 1 or 2 of them are health and fitness related. Maybe one of them is relationship related. Maybe one of them is business growth related. I'm not sure. This is unique to you. But take an hour or two, and I'm going to put this up so that you can fill it in. And I want to challenge you. Reflect and refine. Reflect on last year and refine and be specific and intentional about what you will do in 2020. If you had a great year, congratulations. Keep the momentum running into the new year. If you had a terrible year, it's time for new opportunity, new growth. It's a new season. It's a new chapter. You don't have to bring in the pain, the frustration, the struggle, the disappointment from 2019 into 2020. But you're the only one who has the power to dig yourself out of that rut if you found yourself in a rut maybe these last few months in 2019. Hey, cheers to a brand new year. Be safe in celebration tonight, and we will see you in 2020.